on average, it was maybe a couple $100. And I have a couple examples to get at these notions.
So,
In a couple of slides.
follow up.
Yeah.
So, it's a couple $100. Is that within a range of filers? Like, you might argue that a couple $100 for someone who's making $30,000 a year is a fairly big increase versus someone who's making $100,000, maybe they can afford that. I mean, is it, does it parse out any particular way, or?
Why don't we let him get to his example?
Okay, oh, you have
He
examples.
covers that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then, the itemizers at the federal level, because we've talked about this change from with the large change in the standard deduction, we're talking about going from about 40% of people, of Oregonians, who itemize their federal taxes down to 15% who itemize their federal taxes. And then, because you can file differently for Oregon, there isn't much change in terms of the share of Oregon filers who are expected to itemize. That's right around, it's in the 45 to 50% range. And that really shouldn't change. And the big reason for that is you already can't deduct Oregon state income taxes against your Oregon income tax. So the cap on 10,000 applies to the property taxes, but the Oregon piece. That, and combined with the standard deduction in Oregon, is about, I think, 2,200 for single filers and 4,400 or 4,500 for joint filers. So we have very low standard deductions. So preliminary impacts for the components here. So this just provides a table of the numbers for the policies that we have here. And so for individual, you can see there are a number of these that are positive numbers, and those are revenue gains to the state over time. Where the property tax, by capping it at $10,000, that's expected to raise $15 million, and that'll grow over time. And then the miscellaneous deductions, that's about $80 million. And the big piece here is the pass-through, where it's a revenue loss of $180 million in the first year. So that really affects the sign of the revenue impact for the individual provisions.
Mr. Chair.
Representative Smith-Warner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To be clear, this is all the revenue impacts on Oregon,
These are all
not Oregon tax file, like
Oh,
on
yeah.
Oregon
It's
tax
Oregon revenue
filing.
impact.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted
The
to say
legislature's.
that out loud again.
The legislature's revenue, direct impact on the budget.
Right. Thank you.
Excluding the international effects.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's
Right,
why,
okay.
why I try to set up the discussion around the three categories: the individual, the
Because
business,
if the
and the
international is, then, okay.
And you'll continue working on that international piece.
Yes, we
Yeah,
will.
trying to get it a little bit more clear.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have the business provisions. Now, these are all lumped